Righto, we're back on Venus, and we're doing actually pretty good. Now we should breathe, or eat and drink. Here, 13% health, not great. There we go. You usually don't have to worry this much. So now that I'm actually doing a basically hardcore run, I should probably cut it less close, especially now that we've taken care of a lot of the basics. And that's it. Good. So, we need more resources. We need to build up. The next big challenge that we have is making sure we have the room to grow potatoes. We're not actually going to run out of air that soon, now that we can cool the waste gases that we had. As you can see, we still have more than half of the oxygen tank at the ready. The only thing we have to do is make sure that we can actually cool it down, store it. It would be nice to also filter it, but we don't have to do it just now. There. How's the pressure going to be here? Yeah. We have 250 in the tank there, so even if I just completely remove the tank, we should be completely fine. No explosions?
Health low.
Yep. Just 12 megapascals, which would be more than enough to completely destroy the portable tank. But the smaller pipes are a lot sturdier. It's, of course, much easier to keep something contained in smaller volume. Now there are advantages to having lower pressure, of course. We're not going to completely switch over to just using these inline containers. 20 megapascals, good. But we should think a bit about more long-term storage. Oh. Let's just do the simple thing for now. We will upgrade this as we get along further. This should serve us so well until we actually have some reasonable production in a greenhouse. Now, it would be nice to go outside and mine a bit. And in fact, yeah, we have one canister, but there is a decent amount of stuff in it. Oh, of course, I forgot to switch you off. Now, the storm is over, so we no longer get our rate bonus to power production, and the air is back to the toasty 460. But we did manage to capture over 500 moles of decently cold air. So this is enough of a buffer to get us through, well, pretty much all the way to the next storm, but we don't really have to. Now, there is some more piping I want to do outside, but we'll just leave it for later. We have 5 megapascals of air in the tank. Just don't forget that it's not pure oxygen. But we do really need to get moving. Let's go. Did I forget anything? Hopefully not. Now the big challenge that is ahead of us now is actually not just these basics. To get what we need, we're going to also need the more advanced alloys. We can do with just steel and electrum. Electrum is easy to make because we can just use Venus air to make electrum and solder. That's good.
Waste tank caution.
But I don't want to waste too much of the rare resources, which in this case is the cobalt we need to get volatiles. We will eventually get volatiles from plants. Honestly, that's cheaty as well, because technically the plants shouldn't be able to produce more hydrogen than they get from the water. But it's our only realistic source of volatiles without trading, and we're not going to be trading for anything other than seeds. Yeah. Now, we'll have to build a furnace, which means we need a lot more copper and iron.
Waste tank caution.
So we're on our last waste tank. Yeah, so unlike Vulcan, the air isn't actually hot enough to make steel. And since it doesn't have any volatiles in it, we cannot easily heat it up by just getting some silver in it.
Air tank low.
We'll still want to capture the gases we get from stuff like silver. It's still extremely useful. But, okay. We already run out of air, and we didn't get anywhere near the amount of copper we actually need.
Oxygen low.
So that's unfortunate.
Oxygen critical. Low
Oh,
pressure.
and this is even more
Pressure
important.
critical.
Oh, that's not good.
Temperature critical.
Where did I put the... Oh. Oh, yeah, of course we left it in the breeding room. So this is going to cost us quite a bit. Fortunately, we didn't let that much air inside. It's going to take a while to pump out. But the pressure is relatively low, which does affect the transfer rate for heat and everything. Let's see, every little piece of pipe that we have here is going to heat up a little bit, but fortunately at least we have the airlock, so not ideal, but we can deal with it. And we have power, so we can do this too. And once this is completely pumped out,
Hunger
we can
caution.
handle the rest. We should really focus here though, so we have to get more of our waste gas cooled. Before we connect it up, how much do we have? Yeah, so I'm going to use the pressure regulator this time, as we will want to make this a bit more permanent very soon. There we go. And this should still give us a decent amount of oxygen. Yeah. I really want to clean up the pollutant, but that's fine for now. How's the air? 8 pascals, so this is going to be drained very soon. Now, we'll connect this up as soon as our air tank is full. Important thing is not to use the edges of this frame, because there's actually no frame here in the middle. So part of the pipe is on the outside, and will exchange heat with the atmosphere outside. And we're not going to be able to deal with that. Good. Now, be very careful about the wrench, because it only takes half a second to deconstruct the iron frame, and even just the first level of deconstruction will immediately mean that we're going to have a huge inrush of Vulcan air, Venus air, rather. There we go. Just the last few. What is it, micromoles? Which doesn't really matter, we don't really have to wait this long, but we don't want to pollute our living area. That's the biggest annoyance. Okay. Temperature is down. Good. Now, we don't need you anymore. We're going to borrow you. There's, we could almost get these made in a way that we don't have to switch them over and over. We want to do that. It's not a priority right now. Okay. No, this should still be 22 or so. Good. Now, this is not going to be good enough, right? Yeah. Once we finish the last AC, we can keep this a bit simpler. Yeah, now this one is just basically entirely wasting electricity. Oh, you want to turn it off when that happens. We'll automate this, of course, eventually. But, for now, this is going to work well enough for us. The most annoying part is going to be that we actually need to cool down the growing area a bit, but we can deal with just releasing the waste gas there. This canister is just 43 degrees. Okay, so I guess we should get on with the filtering. I thought it's going to be a lot better than that. But it did last as long as the whole air tank. Oh, yeah, because most we still consumed most of the oxygen. Yeah, of course, warm gas takes up more space than cold gas. And our oxygen is almost gone, but we have this new tank, which is doing just fine. Good. This should last us long enough to handle the rest of this job. It's time to go smelting again. Now, gold has a little bit of oxygen in it. In practice, even in my Vulcan run, it never amounted to any significant amount in the end. Now, when you consider that the 7.5 megapascal air tank has something like 150 moles of oxygen, all of the gold I mined in my whole Vulcan run didn't add up even to that, but pretty much. There's a lot more nitrogen dioxide in the silver. Unfortunately, there is no way to turn silver or turn nitrogen dioxide into oxygen. There used to be. There was a plant on Lulan. You couldn't really get it any other way anyway. Just keep you here for now. Now the way we want to do this is that so we want to pump out the waste canister as soon as possible, always. And oh yeah, but this is not the waste canister now. This was our oxygen. Don't worry. How much is left? Probably not a lot. This is mostly carbon dioxide, right? Oh, there's actually a lot of oxygen. Oh. I think it will probably be worthwhile to actually push all of it all the way back into the final storage here. And just refill this with fresh carbon dioxide. Or fresh atmosphere straight from Venus, really. And there we go. Just the last two should have oxygen. Yes, this one has nothing. This one has oxygen. Oh, nothing complicated about this. Connect you up. Connect you up. And we're going to drain all of it in here.
Hunger critical.
We're not going to eat. Our supply of food is actually very small. Gold. Alright, looks like it. Now, this of course increases the temperature quite a bit. We will need to cool this down before we fill our oxygen tank again. But at the same time, means we can connect this directly already. But
Health low.
pretty much exactly 100 degrees. Now, I would like to build at least one more atmospheric skid just for the filtering, but I don't think we can afford the copper costs right now. We really need to get more copper. But I will build a few things that will help us a bit. Storage. There. Yeah, that's just about empty. We don't need to worry about leaving tiny bits of oxygen in there. It's not really going to hurt us at all. It's not like on Vulcan when we're mixing the air from the outside with oxygen is a really bad idea. Yes. And we should be getting pretty close to the end of the night, I think. Pressure should still be more than fine. Yes. Very good. So this kind of storage is actually more than enough for the waste gas. It's going to take us a long time to build up serious amounts of oxygen. And all the carbon dioxide we capture from the waste tanks is just going to go back to our plants to be made into oxygen. So this shouldn't go even, to the point where it would have more than the oxygen tank originally had. And we are still going to store our oxygen here because this tank is insulated. And it's actually pretty easy to do. We just need the filtration system. And I definitely don't want to dismantle the ACs. So we'll have to wait a bit. There. There. And we're completely out of power. Let's just switch it for a little bit. Hopefully not forget about it. Oh, and that's the morning. Good. No, could have gone better, but no real issues. So, bye-bye.